Number 5 is also in a tier by himself, just because we only go to 5 corners. This one was difficult for you, right? A little bit. You had a number of names that you were considering for the number 5 spot.
The number 5 spot. We'll be honest here, and of course I'm always honest. So I don't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder now that you said that.
I know, right? That's what a liar says. All right, the number 5 spot was down to a few people. All right. And thank you for bringing it up. Is Terrell Smith from Minnesota, Cam Smith from South Carolina, and I don't know if I'm saying my man's name right. Kelee? Is it Kelee Ringo? Kelee Ringo? I believe that's right. Right? That's, to me, who it came down to number 5. I had another guy in Cameron Mitchell from Northwestern that I really, really liked, but he wasn't in the top 5 conversation. We'll talk about him in a minute. But, yeah, those 3 names were the ones where I was going, I don't know. I liked all of them. None of them were perfect.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I ended up going with Kelee Ringo from Georgia.
It is Kelee. Pete is confirmed. Cool. Tier 3 or number 5 corner, 6'2", 207 pounds, still young. 20 years old, turns 21 in June, and he's been a stud, or at least perceived that way for a long time, was a top 10 national recruit out of high school in Scottsdale, Arizona, and did nothing to disappoint at Georgia on a defense of studs. What'd you like about Ringo?
His size is the first thing that you just go, what? Like, what? Like, when you turn on the film, you go, wait, this guy's a corner? Did they? Is this wrong? Is he safety? Because he has a prototype safety body. Like, where you go, like, literally, like, thick, where you're just like, can this guy really move and be this good? Like, how can you do this? Okay, well, yeah, he can. He can. And then, again, here, this is where we get into sizes and tastes and what you need or whatever. Yeah, against the bigger straight liner guys, nobody's going to push this big around. Nobody. That's certainly not going to be an issue. So that, along with the straight speed and – hey, the change of direction stuff is not beautiful, right? He's a little heavy-footed because he's a bigger guy. It's a little clunkier than the other guys we've talked about today, all right? But it's not bad, His acceleration, yeah, I wish it was a little bit better, right? But once he gets going, like, his accelerations work. You can see him, like, digging, right? Where the other guys, it was just like nothing. Like, I felt like they were just like, oh, hey, I'm just running the park like usual. You could see that from this guy. But, man, when he opens up, I mean, he can really go, obviously, with a 4.36 40 time.
Yeah, he won his high school track state titles in the 100 and the 200. And so he is straight line speed, super fast at that big frame, big body.
Yes, he and like very smooth as far as an athlete overall. Okay, his hips are not like they're good. Again, it's more about the acceleration off of it. That's just like, okay, that's not the best I've seen here. Let's see. I'm just trying to, I wrote he dig and work to build up speed. The negative is all foot stuff, okay? Or just the change of direction stuff. That's what I should say.
Well, let me throw something at you from NFL.com. It was a regional scout for an NFC team, unnamed out there. He wouldn't put his name to this, but he says there are some really good games, but there are some average ones too. I think you project the size and athleticism because he's got them both, and he's scheme independent.
Exactly. So that's where he's going to be. And to me, that's where we're getting to the point where the top 4 guys, I go, they can play in any scheme, and that's why they're the top 4 guys. I think you get into this a little bit, and where I am now, you start to get into, okay, this is going to be a little bit about what you like, what you need, what defense you play, all of that, right? So, like, hands are great. Once he gets his hands on you, it's over, right? Good at all things physical. I mean, all of that. Again, taking on a block, guy trying to 50-50 ball, back shoulder. I mean, all of those are really, really good, right? But I will say, 4.36 does not show up on the film. It doesn't look like 4.36. And to what your NFC scout's saying there, too, one, Georgia plays a ton of zone. right? So he's not put in a lot of man-to-man. It's not like it was with Tyson Campbell and Stokes, who were, Green Bay and Jacksonville. Those were they played a lot of man-to-man with those two. This was more of a zone defense from Georgia this year, right? But it really all came down to just the clunkiness there. And I'm going to just read the last part here. Change of direction's good, but it's not as good as the top guys. It's not bad, but again, the guy's bigger and you would expect that. Same with the in and out of transition. It's not special or good, but it's not bad. It's good. It's not great. Extra steps are to be expected. He's going to be perfect for the bigger wide receiver matchups in the NFL. Really good jam, uses the sideline, gets on top of wide receivers. He's very good at press bail, right? Where he can kind of press you, he gets on top of you, and then you can't ever get by him. He kind of just smothers you. So that's where, top of wide receiver, good natural hands, really good player. Size guys are straight liners. Will be no problem for him. Change of direction guys are good route runners I have real worries about. And I think that's what the NFC scout is talking about a little there. When you see some of the bad games, you go, well, yeah, he's gotten put in a few positions here where change of direction comes into play, and that's not his game. That's not what it is. But you put him against the who's a taller, fast, straight liner in football? Let's just say a Mike Evans type, right?
Yeah.
He can be able to give him some issues. He'll be able to go, okay, I can run down the field with you and jump up and knock the ball down and not let you dominate me that way. That's really where he is. Yeah, you got to work on that department. I wish his acceleration and explosion were a little bit better. But he's a guy that I wouldn't be shocked to see go at the end of the top half of the second round. I think that at some point there's going to be a run on these corners because there's only so many elite ones to go around, and I think he certainly is in the elite conversation there.
2021 season, he stepped up in the big moment. I don't know if you remember this game-clinching pick 6 versus Alabama in the national championship game.
With the coach telling him to go down the whole way, and he was like, I'm scoring a touchdown in the national championship
versus
game.
Alabama.
Right.
We have some video of his pro day, so you can do some live scouting on the pod here. Maybe some of those things that
the Michigan guy, Turner, because it showed us really, some of his skills in action.
Yeah. There's the vertical in slow motion.
Well, you can see there's a thickness to this guy. It really is. And what do we have any times for this? Yeah. See, I mean, again, this is not his game, and you tell me. Let's watch that one more time if you don't mind.
That might have been slightly slowed down because I think teams do that. They go,
they just say
he's not
look
slow.
At it.
We just put that in slow motion.
Well, I was going to say, just to you and your eye right there,
yeah,
that didn't look like DJ Turner's drills, did it?
It looks like he had to gather himself a little bit more.
There's a little more of a deliberate moving and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying with the guy. Guy's got size, strength. He can go straight away. There's a thickness to him that's real. He's probably got the ability to be a safety later on in his career, right? But this stuff here, yeah, that's good, but I'm not blown away by this. Yeah. Where I think if we watch Witherspoon or DJ Turner or Gonzalez or Banks, like even there, you see there, there's a little bit of a clunkiness, a little bit more of a build-up speed when he comes out of breaks to accelerate and all that, where the four guys before him, it's like, all right, Witherspoon accelerates in half a step, Turner accelerates in half a step, Gonzalez, it takes him a step and a half, and Deontay Banks, it takes a step and a half. Yeah. This guy, it takes 3 steps, all right?
But not too many steps to not be in your top 5.
No.
He did not eliminate himself from the contention of the Chris Simms most coveted cornerback rankings draft board of the year.
Way to lock it down there. That was smooth. You are Chris Simms' top 5 host in the world, okay?
Yeah, this year, this moment in time.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.